everybody, and welcome to Movie Couple Live. Happy Saturday, you guys. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And this is our weekly live stream where we talk about the latest in pop culture and movie news. And of course, today, as you can tell by the title, it is all about the Disney investor announcements. Also, apologies in advance if you hear jackhammering here.
It's been going on all week.
It's been going on all week, and we thought that maybe, it being the weekend, they wouldn't be doing jackhammering, but it sounds like they really want to get it done before Christmas. So yeah, so sorry about that in advance, and thank you for being here and putting up with it. I'm looking for my little pink. Okay, I don't have it. I just don't want to use the mouse like for every time I move the table. It's okay. I just clicked something. Oh, sorry, I just highlighted Jack's thing by accident.
Hey, Jack, how's it going?
And also apologize for, I don't know why it's like.
Here, I got it.
Thank you. That was going to bug me for the
there
whole
we
show.
go. Now we're nice, and I can scoot over a little bit more.
Perfect. All right, you guys. So thank you for being here. Happy to talk all of this announcement with all of you. And then if you are new to our live stream, welcome. We live stream every Wednesday and Saturday around 2 p.m. PT.
That's a good way of saying it. Yeah, it's around that time when we finally after we get through all of the technical difficulties and we've got to set this up.
Yes.
I'm not a pro at setting everything up yet.
But you did a really good job.
I'm working on it.
And I also wanted to show off my awesome new Ahsoka shirt.
Oh yeah.
This is from the Dorky Diva. Want to check that out? It's on her shop.
Like
she also has one that has the Duchess on it.
Duchess Satine
on it. So I just want to check that out. I'm gonna tilt the camera down just a little bit so we got less headroom.
That's cool.
There we go. Okay. So, you don't have to do that. All right. So, I'm trying to think what else before we dive into, I know we have basically an hour to do this, but I'm trying to think about what else. Oh, duh. Okay. So The Mandalorian, if you're caught up, our spoiler reaction and review is up on the channel. It only took me 3 hours to edit. I would love it if you guys can go ahead and give it a watch if you're caught up with The Mandalorian to make me feel a little bit better about spending so much time in the edit. It just took forever.
We also have our trailer reactions for Falcon and the Winter Soldier and for WandaVision. We do have 2 more that are going to be going up, which are going to be I completely forgot Loki, and also the sizzle reel for Miss Marvel.
Yes, and edited by this guy because I was,
which is why it's taking so long.
No, it's that's not the only reason. There's other things that we're also doing. So yeah, we are so happy you are here today. Did it not feel like for the Disney Investor Day felt like its own little D23 2.0 sort of a deal?
Pretty much. I mean, they just dropped a ton of stuff. And this is all of the stuff that we would have killed for at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Either at Comic-Con or D23. It's kind of like they pretty much had their own Hall H.
Except it was investors only. So unless you were an investor and got invited to it, we were joking about how we should become investors in Disney. So next time they have the investor meeting, we can go or be able to attend virtually. And I was like, do you know how much we have to actually invest in the company in order to be invited to one of those things?
Yeah, just find out what the bare minimum is just to be invited, to be and just try to get just to that level of investing. And technically we would be investing, so it would be getting money back as well, but just so we could be we want to be up first to get all of this information.
It's kind of interesting to see all this new stuff that's coming to Disney Plus, because you and I had talked about this briefly in one of our trailer reactions, is that we enjoy Disney properties so much. We love the parks, we love the merch, we enjoy the food, we enjoy the movies, the shows, the series, everything from animated to live action, right? And it's funny that this news and I'm not saying this was planned at all, it's just an observation, so take it with a grain of salt, please. It was interesting that this lined up with the announcement that HBO made about streaming their entire 2021 slate to HBO Max. And then so everybody's like, yeah, we got to get now. If you don't have HBO Max, this is definitely the time to get it in preparation for next year. But then Disney's kind of like, oh yeah,
we're gonna rain on your parade.
And I'm not saying that that's the whole thing. I'm just saying it is just timing, and I don't think it's on purpose or anything like that. But I think it is interesting, especially for anybody that talks about movie or pop culture and things like that. You're kind of like, oh my gosh, we got to get HBO, and then if you don't have Disney Plus, oh my gosh, you have to get Disney Plus. But this announcement, I remember I was like, okay, yeah, I'll probably just follow along on Twitter. And so I turned on my notification. I don't have my notification turned on for any of my social media, period. Because I just don't want my phone going off the whole time. So I have only notifications for email accounts and things like that.
Yeah.
More and obviously text messages, the important stuff. But so social media, none of that is turned on. I decided to turn it on for a day. And then I turned it off about 45 minutes in, where I couldn't take it anymore. It just wouldn't stop pinging.
Yeah.
And it was just, announcement after announcement. So you guys, if you were following along on the Disney Investor Day live tweeting, or if you got to watch the videos, what was your favorite announcements?
There was a lot of them. So you have a plethora to choose from. Mm-hmm. And also, with what has happened, and especially the fact that the recent quarter mm-hmm. that Disney had, where they lost $4 billion.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense that what they would be okay, we're going to shift gears a little bit and now really put a lot of love and attention into Disney Plus. All of those different channels and not channels, but all those different shows, those are now going to get the main focus.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the movies are now going to have to be we don't even know what to do with these for right now. So look at all this other cool stuff that we have and we're going to plan, and let's highlight every single thing possible that we can to get our investors excited,
yep.
to get our customers excited. So it makes a lot of sense that they would want to just do this huge, exciting news dump with everything that they possibly could to make it be hey, we might have lost a whole bunch of money and we're not doing so well in some fronts, but we are still doing amazingly well in a couple of other fronts. And that is what they're really trying to focus on. So I'm glad that we got all of this cool new info. We now get to see all this new trailers.
I'm laughing because Navi was trying to get our attention. She was under this table from the very beginning of this live stream up until now, and she just harumphed out the door.
So fine, you don't want to pay attention to me. I'm out of here.
It was the most sassy, I'm leaving walk. Her tail was just swish, swish, swish. I feel sometimes Navi, the way she pouts, she's part cat.
Yeah, she's a little bit of cat in her.
Yeah, she's got a little bit of cat in her, which is great. She's got a little bit of attitude. Mm-hmm. But
there's a lot of different things that I'm super excited for.
Yeah.
The new, even though there are, they announced a lot of cool Pixar properties that are coming out, a lot of cool Star Wars stuff, Marvel. It's hard to pick what just your favorite is.
Yeah, so start commenting your favorite announcements, whether it's in the chat or in the comments section below. We love reading them. We'll be calling them out throughout the live stream. And of course, if you're here and you're enjoying the conversation so far, go ahead and give this live stream a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button to subscribe, because we do live stream twice a week, Wednesdays and Saturdays, as well as daily vlogs. Right now we're in Vlogmas, so that's when the daily vlogs are coming. Mm-hmm. Except for today. Today's not up yet because I haven't touched it. But yesterday, I caught up yesterday. Yesterday's vlog dropped at 9 a.m. I was really, really, really proud of myself.
Mm-hmm.
After dealing with the Mandalorian, just almost crying because I couldn't get that.
Went from one incredible edit to another.
So with Disney Plus is going to raise their price by $1.
Okay.
In March, according to the article on Vulture or from Vulture. Now, you and I signed up at D23, I think it was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So we have another year at this price that we're paying right now. And then afterwards, I am pretty sure we'll get hopefully, some sort of an email that'll say, do you want to sign up for another 3 years I'm sure at an increased rate, but I don't see us not having Disney Plus. We watch it a lot, especially sometimes if you're doing housework, if you just kind of want to chill on the couch, but you don't really want to watch anything kind of new. You just want to be comfortable and settle into one of your favorites. Yeah. You can pop on one of the Disney animated movies or shows or old Disney Channel stuff. You can pop that on for comfort. So we do have it on quite a lot.
One of the things that we actually sat down and watched for a little bit too was A Day in Disney, where it was like just like six little shorts. I mean, not six. There's more. There's like 50 of them.
There's 51 episodes.
But it talks about all of the different jobs and a day in the life of what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And there's only like 5 to maybe 8 minutes long for each one. And it is really interesting. The scuba divers that go down and clean and make sure
all the water rides.
All of the water rides have all that they're all fixed and they're all good for the next day. To people that are in research and development on new technologies, like a droid that goes around and is completely.
They tested it only. I think it didn't really get its like full debut either. It's an interactive droid. It's basically a lot of the episodes, because they're like 5-6 minute bits. It's easy to digest. I feel like you can really binge like a whole the entire thing in one day if you wanted to. But so far our favorites, and we haven't watched all of them yet, but the R&D engineers, and if you don't know what R&D is, it's research and development. And it's just so much fun because a lot of it has to do with like the mechanics of it, whether it's droids or animatronics, interactive stuff, especially when they get to interact with park goers. I think that's one of the best things, because it's that part of that Disney magic, and this show kind of lifts the curtain, kind of see the wizard at work. You're like, oh, Oz, hello, the great wizard. You kind of lift it back and you're like, yeah. And it's funny because whenever I watch one of these, I'm like, wow, what a cool job. I'd love to get into that. And then they start going to their chalkboard and they're starting to do the whole Sherlock Holmes, like beautiful mind thing. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm out. All the formulas. I was never good at math. I don't like math. And these people are so genius. Like, I have no idea what like kind of things must be going through their brain when they're thinking about creating things like that. It's really, really impressive. So we do suggest that's something you give it a watch, if you will. And we also have a super chat from Amr Nail. Thank you so much, Amr. Amr writes, hey, so are these new Marvel shows in phase 4 or 3.5? I'm so confused about the timeline, especially with WandaVision and how that series coincides with the other new Marvel shows. FTAWS, what is that one? Is Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Sorry.
Oh,
it took a second. I was like, it's Marvel. Falcon and the Winter Soldier is my favorite.
Super excited about Falcon.
We are super excited. So for the timeline, I guess you can kind of put them in 3.5.
Kind of, but
it's like in the middle.
Kevin Feige officially said is the fact that Endgame ends phase 3. That is the end of it. So technically everything after that is going to be phase 4.
Yeah, so like WandaVision kind of kicks it off.
Yeah, so WandaVision. There was something else that came, I think, actually, that what is it? Black Widow was supposed to kick off phase 4. Because remember, that was supposed to come back out in March, right?
I wish we got that movie so much earlier.
And the timeline has been pretty much, imagine having a puzzle. You're like, yeah, I finished it. And then all of a sudden, scatters all over the place. And you're just like, oh. And now you're kind of like, well, now some of these things don't fit and you have to figure, they're having to redo everything. So yeah, their timeline is a little messed up, but they're going to hop back on track.
Okay, sorry, continue.
I think they're going to hop back on track. I mean, they're going to be releasing stuff before, like I said, Black Widow was supposed to kick off phase 4. And then, but now Falcon and the Winter Soldier and WandaVision are coming out before that. So it's definitely going to be a little confusing. And especially if there's some things that are mentioned in Black Widow that are mentioned in like say WandaVision or Falcon. I think you're going to have more overlap between Black Widow and Falcon than you would between WandaVision. I think what I'm curious of, it looks like Wanda's gotten captured. I have no idea.
This is a theory, all speculation and fan theory, and not fact.
And someone is doing experiments on her, and that's how she was able to bring Vision back to life. So I'm very curious on what happened between WandaVision and Endgame. There's a gap of, wait a second, what's happening here? No problem. So the timeline's got a little pretty messed up, I think, because of the pandemic and getting everything out in a timely manner. So I think that's what he said, is that Black Widow was supposed to start off phase 4 and everything else is now in phase 4. I guess you can call it a 3.5 since you have the movies,
right?
And then you have the Disney Plus series.
Yes. Yeah, there's I think it's just for fans that have followed the entire like MCU movie slate, plus its upcoming Disney Plus series. I think the timeline will work out in our heads once we start watching. I think it just feels confusing because all we've gotten right now are trailers and things like that. But this is really, really exciting for any like Marvel fans. I think this is more than I could have ever thought that we would get. Like, you know, especially, you know, with looking back at the Netflix Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
When we're excited about having Jessica Jones and Daredevil and the Punisher and Luke Cage, you know, in the series. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then you hear that they're not going to cross over into the MCU because it's separate. But now we're kind of starting to bring everything under the same roof. It's all under Disney via Disney Plus. So I am hoping, and this is just like, you know, like a dream wish sort of a deal, but if they could kind of bring back those 5 shows, I guess, if you want to count Iron Fist as well. That wasn't my favorite, so I think they would unintentionally have to left it off.
Recast
Charlie Cox, I like him so much as Daredevil.
Well, just because they don't bring back, I mean, they bring back Charlie Cox, that doesn't mean they wouldn't bring back someone else. I mean,
they should bring back all of them. Just bring back all of them.
Maybe
except for Iron Fist. Sorry. I just really didn't like that. I was so hyped for the show, and I was just overall really disappointed in a lot of it. But I really would love to see all of them back in their roles. But you know what? We'll see. Like you know, we always say like Marvel has a plan, and Disney has a plan, and they've got this entire roadmap planned out to who knows how long, and plus like contingency plans and backup plans. So like I feel like they know what they're doing. So Amr, I hope that answers your question for you, and also in the comments and in the chat, you guys go ahead and sound off on your opinion on what the timeline will be. And I think I also read somewhere, and I think it's a bit further up, about, okay, so Joel says Spider-Man Far From Home is the final film of the Infinity Saga.
That's what it was. I'm sorry. No. You are absolutely correct. I was forgetting about Far From Home. My apologies. Yeah, so
I think sometimes you don't count it because it's technically like a Sony property. So sometimes, even though Spider-Man very much is a Marvel character, Sony still has like the movie rights for it. Can get a little confusing. So we just have to do better at remembering that. By the way, we're so excited about that. So let's go ahead and just kind of like jump into what's what. So we'll start with kind of like the Disney Pixar series and things like that. I never sent you the article, so I am really sorry.
That's
and before we do this, we all know that Hulu is kind of a part of the Disney Plus package, depending on what package you bought. The one we bought didn't have Hulu, but we have Hulu anyways, so it doesn't matter. But I just want to talk about this really quickly because I am so excited that we are getting a season 5 of Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I don't even remember. I feel like I need to go back and watch season 4, and I kind of don't want to because that show does things to me.
Yeah.
Like I cry almost every episode.
With Handmaid's Tale too, it leaves it on a huge cliffhanger.
Yeah.
To where she's almost out, and then she like walks away from being able to escape. And we're like, well, why didn't this? Yeah, kind of a thing. So it's, what is the plan? We were left on a huge cliffhanger, and I really want to find out the conclusion for it. But yeah, maybe we can find more of like previously on Handmaid's Tale.
I'll just watch like a quick YouTube video of like a recap because I don't think I can rewatch the episodes again. Like I have to be in the right mindset to watch that show because that show is heavy. It can be really heavy. Plus, with Elizabeth Moss's acting, like it really like brings out the emotion. She's so good. All she needs to do is just stare at the camera. You're like, yes, I feel anything that you're feeling. We can't wait to experience so much more on Disney Plus. We are having, and I'm reading this directly from like the D23 website, just because I was trying to gather all the news and I had all these tabs up and it started to slow down the live stream. And I was like, okay, we can't have this. So we'll just kind of go down the list on the D23.com website. They have a Beauty and the Beast working title, which will start Luke Evans and Josh Gad, and will have new music composed by the legend Alan Menken.
Oh,
I can't wait. Those two are my favorite part of the Beauty and the Beast live action.
I would love to see a Gaston and LeFou. Kind of like
adventure.
There would have to be like a prequel. Oh yeah, because they talk about their time at war. You can have.
Yes.
I'm really curious to see kind of like, maybe before the war, that's something that they really could put in there, that before the war, he was actually a lot easier of a going guy, Gaston, that he was a lot, less cocky, less like the war did something to him to kind of turn him into a dick. Kind of a thing.
Or he just was.
And this just amplified it, kind of a thing.
One or the other,
I would love to see them explore, how their friendship started. And I think that would actually kind of be, especially for the two of them.
That I would definitely love to see for sure. And just hearing Josh Gad and Luke Evans sing more with the music.
Brand new songs
by Alan Menken. Like, I'm not complaining just a little, just not even a little bit. We're also going to have a reimagine the classic of Swiss Family Robinson. Hey, remember that treehouse?
Yeah.
At the parks before they changed it to Tarzan's. Now, did they do that in Walt Disney World as well? Or did they leave? Oh, so they're both Tarzans.
Oh, wait.
I think Disney.
I haven't been to Walt Disney World in a long time.
I think the last time we went was 2013.
So
February of 2013.
Probably. I mean, no. I think it is Tarzan there
Over
too.
There too.
Yeah, I think they did. I think there's no more Swiss Family Robinson house.
Well, now they're going to have to change it back
in a different country.
You think they'll change it back now if they have this new reimagined
maybe
classic of the Swiss Family Robinson? I would love it. I kind of missed, the Swiss Family Robinson treehouse.
Yeah, I always thought it was really cool,
but. Like, now if they're going to redo it, maybe we can get them to flip back and they can repurpose the same treehouse. It's essentially the same treehouse. And then also the studio is developing Percy Jackson and the Olympians is based on the best-selling book, of course. So that is going to be interesting as well, like a whole new series.
Honestly, I think that series is better as a Disney Plus.
And these are all in development.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be, because when you have a long book series like this, I think it's always better to kind of be able to put it in a show format, because then you get so many more hours to expand on it and you don't have to rush anything or cut something out. So yeah, I'm excited to see a Percy Jackson done with the time that it needs.
Yes.
Kind of a thing.
Exactly. Going to a different banner. Okay, we've got the Tiana. So I had it. Oh, Navi, she's back.
Navi.
She's just been vying for attention. Oh, she winked at you guys.
She did.
Did you guys see?
There we go.
Put a little wink emoji in the comments or in the chat if you saw her wink. She does that sometimes. So just look at you. She'd be like,
wink.
And you're like, the dog winked. It's the
Navi wink.
Wink again. Nah, she doesn't wink on command.
No, she doesn't.
She doesn't really do anything on command unless you have food in front of you that you're going to offer. Then she's like, I will do a million tricks. You haven't even taught me these tricks yet. I will do it all. I will do it all. Okay, so let's talk about the Moana, Tiana, and Baymax series. This is super exciting. So yeah, they're new titles. They have Baymax, they have Zootopia Plus, Tiana, and Moana the series, which is so exciting. And this one property that I'm going to say really incorrectly, but it's in collaboration with Pan-African Comic Book Entertainment Company, Kugali. I think it's pronounced Iwuju. I'm probably saying it wrong. I am so sorry.
You did a lot better than I would have done.
I feel like I'm saying that wrong. But this is really exciting to get a Tiana series, a Moana series. And for Moana, let us know, you guys, because we didn't watch like the live, well, they didn't live stream, but the videos announcements or anything like that. But do we know where the Tiana series and the Moana series timeline will live? Will it be after Moana, so past the movies? Because I feel like that's kind of more interesting to see, because now she understands like her relationship with the ocean, and we'll get to see Maui and hopefully more Hey. I would love to see Hey. I would love to see Moana, after the movie, like how's her island doing? How are her people? She's leading.
Well, and then they can also go off to other islands, find out new places to adventure. It makes a lot of sense for them to have it take place after the movie for Moana.
Same thing with Tiana. I kind of want to see her life after being turned into a frog, having that entire adventure, now she's, with Prince Naveen. Like, another cool way to I would love to see in this series is maybe somehow Dr. Facilier coming back for like an episode or two. Somehow he's escaped and he seeks revenge on the two that drug him to hell, even though he kind of did it to himself. You know?
Very true. Yeah. And also, because he was just an incredible villain. I would love to see some kind of reference to him, or seeing that he's now kind of a slave to his friends on the other side.
Oh, that would be, well, then he should get his own series called Felicie.
Oh,
or Friends on the Other Side.
Friends on the Other Side.
You're welcome, Disney. Anyways, yes, somebody's asking about who is Tiana. Tiana is from Princess and the Frog. She is the lead character, the heroine of the movie. Also, we're super excited for the Baymax series.
Yes.
That means I'm just going to buy way more Baymax merchandise. This is one of my faves. Let me go get it real quick.
We actually have a good amount of Baymax material. If we ever get, maybe like, if we ever adopt another puppy that's like white and fluffy like Navi, but like chubbier, I was kind of like, I want to name him Baymax, just so he can go around and be like, hi, I'm your healthcare companion. I would love to sit on your lap and give you loves. Hi, Navi face. But there's a ton of just different stuff that I'm a little worried about, honestly, to tell you the truth, because there have been many times when Disney has taken successful movies, turned them into cartoons, and it didn't quite work out.
Like which ones?
Very well. Exactly off the top of my head, I don't know. Though Hercules had its moments.
The series?
The TV series.
I don't remember it much. I watched a little bit of it, but I was definitely more of a fan of like Little Mermaid and Aladdin.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed
Aladdin was good. Much. I like the what is that called? The world that they built with Aladdin. Mm-hmm, the fact that they brought in other worlds, not other worlds, but other areas of Agrabah. And they brought in, I can't remember the guy with the glove, you know, where he was always so jealous of Aladdin because, you were just given a genie. I had to give my right hand in order to have power.
Yeah.
And he kind of was the alter Aladdin. And I really liked that story arc.
Yeah.
As soon as someone puts his name down in the chat, I'll be like, oh, yes, of course, but you know me in names. But I think that was a really good example of them doing a good job in the transition. I know they did a ton of them that just did not turn out. I mean, they didn't even make.
I don't think I remember. Mm-hmm. I think I only watched the two that I watched, and then I started to kind of not have time for it because school started to get busier as you get older and things like that.
So then you don't get as much time to watch cartoons as you would like. But then we become adults again, and now we have the time because we're like,
we take our hard-earned money and put it towards kids stuff.
I want to watch cartoons.
It's the way. This is the way. MK Songbird writes, Tiana will be all new stories in a musical comedy series with Tiana stepping into the role of a princess of a land we've not yet to visit. That's so exciting. That's so exciting.
That is very true. And also the fact that, I mean, she still has her restaurant now too. I could see that there's so many things that like
Tiana's beignets.
Tiana, well, like, for example, I think there'd be a lot of things that your stereotypical, I'm a princess now, that the princess would love.
Yeah.
And Tiana's like, nope. I just want to go back to my restaurant. Leave me alone.
Well, she enjoyed, like, she loved cooking, that kind of, brings her back her memory of her dad and their relationship. And I hope that doesn't go away. Like, I feel like she'll be in the kitchen and just kind of like, she's like, oh, this meal is great, but like, let's add a little spice to it, whatever. And just kind of giving like a little facelift to the castle. I don't know. We'll see. This is going to be super exciting. And I hope, obviously, they're not just in the palace or the castle, but they also go out of it as well.
Yes.
Go on adventures. They're young. They should have super, tons of fun. And then kind of going back to Baymax. Do you guys remember Zoom Zooms? If you know Zoom Zooms, they still exist. They haven't gone away.
When you got a big Zoom Zoom with Baymax.
Probably this one.
I remember when we were at Disney and she was just like, oh my gosh. And she went nuts over it.
Zoom Zoom.
So then I went.
It's a mobile game.
There was a day that Wendy's, Navi's a little like, what is that thing?
Avoid. And then I have this one. I don't remember how I got it.
Oh yeah, you got it at a premiere, I think. No. Or not a premiere, but some kind of.
No. I got it at Disneyland, but I don't remember. Like, they just handed it to us, so I was okay. So I carried it around all day. It was very uncomfortable to carry, but I carried it around all day. So that's my two favorite Baymax merch. One of them I didn't even buy; they just gave it to us. I don't remember what it was, but I think it was at Disneyland. I just don't remember what it was. Let's see. Baymax will take place right after the Big Hero 6 movie. It says Noah.
Excellent place to put it.
And then Lego Scary Story Zamora says the new Pinocchio movie looks creepy.
I saw a picture.
Yeah.
I saw a picture from that where his nose is still a little, had just gotten a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is a really creepy kind of.
I'm gonna turn the sound really down so I don't get copyright strike and have this thing turned off.
Well, we still want to do be able to do a reaction to it, right?
Not for this. I've already watched it.
Oh, you have?
Because it was on my Twitter feed.
Oh yeah, that's right. And you're like, well, already saw it. But wasn't there? I know I saw.
There was another. Maybe it was Peter Pan and Wendy.
No, I remember seeing a picture of what is it called? Of Pinocchio as a wooden boy.
Oh right, yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that looks a little creepy. I have to admit, seeing some of do you know who's directing the Pinocchio?
It's not the Guillermo one.
And that was the thing. At first, I thought it was Guillermo del Toro.
No.
That was doing the Disney one.
I'm pretty sure it's a different one.
Yeah.
It is by Robert Zemeckis.
Oh, okay.
With Tom Hanks.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's still okay. That still piques my interest.
I mean, I think it's maybe it just feels a little bit more grown up than like the animated that what we're used to. But I will say, if you watch back to the scene where they're on the Pleasure Island, and right as they're being turned into donkey, that's traumatizing. Where the kid is saying "ma," and that last "ma" came out as like a donkey bray. Oh, it's horrifying. As a kid, my mom's like, yeah, I see, if you don't listen, you're going to turn into a donkey. She would always say that. And I was like, I'm not watching this movie anymore.
There were a lot of moments in old Disney movies that are just close to what you would call traumatizing.
Yes.
For certain moments. Yeah, Pinocchio is definitely one of those moments that you're just like, oh my gosh, this is horrible.
It's horrifying. We're also getting Peter and Wendy, and we have Jude Law as Captain Hook.
Captain Hook.
I mean,
nice.
I sometimes look at Jude Law and I just don't see villain. I'm not saying he can't do it. I just feel like he's got like such a nice smile. He's so like so cheery looking, you know. But I can't wait to see like the transformation.
Yes.
What the outfit's gonna be looking like. Is it gonna have the giant feather on the cap? Is it going to look kind of closely to what the animator looked like, or is it going to be completely reimagined and very elaborate?
Yeah.
You know, kind of like Barbossa sort of a deal. Like I really wonder. Of course, we're also getting the 101 Dalmatian with Emma Stone,
which is really cool,
as Cruella de Vil, and I can't wait to see the fashion. For the fashion in it, worn by her, probably is going to be freaking amazing. Minus the part where she kills puppies for fur. Yeah,
well, and also the fact that we already know that, you know, the 101 Dalmatians live action can work.
Yes.
Because if I'm not
mistaken,
well, yeah,
Glenn
they've
Close?
Not only the one with Glenn Close, but they also made a sequel to the one with Glenn Close. So that means the first one must have made a good amount of profit for them to be like, hey, let's try it again.
Yeah,
and that was back in the days, you know, to when it was all about, well, it still is all about the money.
Yes.
But to where, if they're pumping out sequels to something, it's because they are just making money. They're like, wow. Of course, that's kind of like, I guess, a good business model to keep on making stuff that's making money.
And I'm also seeing a lot of chatter in our chat talking about Jude Law being the villain in Captain Marvel. Yes, I do remember. I have not forgotten. But I still, even when he was cast in that role, like I'm always excited to see him perform in whatever role. But I'm just still like, but I don't feel like he's like I'm not saying he can't do it. I'm just, he just seems like in interviews and everything so cheerful and like just cool and like, you know, kind of very, very relaxed. So when it's like, I don't see him as like villain, you know? It's kind of thing saying like, oh, Tom Hanks be a villain, but why?
I don't want Tom Hanks to be a villain.
But can he do it? Absolutely.
He'd definitely be able to.
I'm also really excited about Disenchanted, the sequel to Enchanted. Amy Adams will be back as Giselle, and that's going to be super. God, I love that. So I love that movie. So I almost called it a show. Love that movie so much.
But I think the coolest announcements for a sequel that's many years in the making is the Hocus Pocus.
Oh, Hocus Pocus sequel. Can you believe it?
And I was just like, of course they're doing that. I mean, we've been hearing a little bit of banter and chat about it before this moment, but to have it confirmed, and I'm just like, yeah,
it's super exciting. Is it too late? I don't think so.
Never.
I don't think so.
As long as you're able to bring the Sanderson sisters back, it's never too late.
Sisters, we fly. We fly. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to, there's just so much to talk about. This stream should have been 2 hours long, but I don't have the time today. I have to edit.
Well, we're still good. We're still doing good on time.
Yeah, we're still doing okay because we technically started at around 2:10. So we've got a bit, but we should totally move on to the Marvel segment. They dropped a bunch of first looks, a bunch of exclusive clips and first trailers for, a second official trailer for WandaVision, which is now up on our channel if you want to go ahead and give that a watch, as well as Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Apologies in advance for not having the right thumbnail. I will fix that as soon as we're done with this. We also got to take a look at Loki and, of course, Miss Marvel. So you guys, which one out of the 4, what are you most excited for? I saw a lot earlier, a lot of you saying the Winter Soldier, that you are like really, really blown away by the Winter Soldier. It is fully action-packed. Dustin says it basically looks like a movie. It's movie quality.
It doesn't look like they skimped on their budget.
I forgot about Lightyear. Thank you,
Noah.
Oh,
yeah, that's right.
I totally forgot about that. Lightyear is going to be talking about Buzz Lightyear, but not the toy, the human, I guess, that inspired the toy. So at first, like the very quick like headline read, and I remember it's something like, I don't even remember whose Twitter account I saw it from, but it said, Chris Evans will voice Buzz Lightyear in Lightyear. I was like, well, why not just use Tim Allen? He's only been doing it for the last 4 movies. And then I, of course, then clicked on the article and read, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. And I can totally actually see and hear Chris Evans as like the inspiration for the toy.
Yeah,
you know, like that's going to be interesting.
Also, really, this is a really cool idea. It's kind of like what gave the inspiration.
Yeah.
In this world that we've created of Toy Story for the toy Buzz Lightyear. Yeah. And I'm like, this is amazing. This is kind of like in our reality, if we had like a Buzz Aldrin toy, and they made a Buzz Aldrin. This is Buzz Aldrin's Space Ranger kind of a thing. And I'm like, this, and then you're going to tell the story of the real life Buzz Lightyear. I'm like, that's cute. That is another way to stay inside the Toy Story universe.
Yes.
But tell a completely different story. Yeah. Because I have to admit, even though I love Toy Story 4, if they made a Toy Story 5, I'm kind of like, I know I've said it though.
We've said that about 4.
I've said that about Toy Story 3 and Toy Story 4 before they came out. Going, do we really need another? Okay.
Until you see it. We didn't need it until we saw it.
But I think this is I'm more on board for telling this story. And I think it's a great idea. Mm-hmm. It's a really interesting way to kind of think outside the box.
Yes.
For characters that you know and love. And it's like, what is the story that inspired these toys to be made? I wouldn't mind seeing like a Woody kind of a thing done with this.
Interesting. Yeah, to see if there was a real life inspiration as well as for Woody.
Yeah.
I could see it more likely the astronaut, like the real life, astronaut,
Because what is it? They even mentioned it in Toy Story 2. He was like, I've got 2 words for you. Sputnik. As soon as they went into space, Western toy, they did not want to play with cowboys anymore.
They want to play with space.
They wanted to play with spacemen.
Spacemen. Yeah, super excited about that. So thank you so much to Noah for reminding us to talk about that, because I actually had that highlighted, and then I was like, let's talk about Marvel. Also, thank you all for hanging out with us, watching us talk about, kind of geek over all the announcements coming from Disney Investor Day. If you're enjoying the conversation, don't forget to participate. You can participate in the chat. If you're not watching us live, you're watching later, go ahead and comment your thoughts in the comment section below. And of course, hit that thumbs up button. Really, really helps us out here on YouTube a lot. And hey, you guys, we hit 34,000 subscribers. Woo! Thank you, all of you, all the new subscribers and old. Thank you so much for all of your support. We love you guys.
Thank you guys so much. We wouldn't be able to do this without you. Having you guys here to chat with us and just have this conversation flow a little bit better, I think is so much fun.
The best. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to so much stuff.
I know.
All right, here we go. The
Marvel stuff.
So looking from the chat, I am seeing a lot of, let's see. Sorry, I gotta scroll back up. Hello, Justin J. Wood. Everyone say hello to Justin. Justin. I actually made it to one of. I actually made it into one of Justin's Twitch live streams.
Oh, you did?
Because I was up so late editing one of my. It was last week. My Mandalorian trailer. Sorry, the spoiler reaction and review.
Oh,
that my phone pinged, and the notification went on for like Justin J. Wood is live on Twitch, and I was like, oh, I'll go hang out for a little bit while I'm sitting here trying not to cry about the fact that my video can't be viewed on YouTube. So thank you, Justin, for hanging out and watching us all the way from Australia.
Thank you so much, dude.
Okay, so I'm just going through the comments to try to find what you guys are talking about in the chat as far as Marvel goes.
And we have a super chat
from Marvin Martin. If you could do your own what if show, what if? I got to think about that.
There's a lot of
there's
that.
A lot.
Seeing how there's already a ton of those coming out for Marvel. I mean, they're doing Marvel Zombies. They're doing what is it? If I can't remember her name. Agent Carter was Captain America instead.
That's a great what if.
Which is going to be in there, and I'm like, that is awesome.
Yeah.
So I think the Marvel section is already kind of taken.
Yeah.
I would love to kind of do either a Disney, like a Pixar what if.
Yeah.
To where you can do different stories on each of our favorite Pixar movies. I think doing a DC what if would be awesome, because then you can do like the DC zombie story that they have.
That's the one I remember. Didn't we see the in Hall H the first time? It was like 2 or 3 years ago. When we saw that, I was like, what the heck? Yeah, we have to do a trailer reaction for that as well. Actually, I kind of forgot about that, so we'll add that to our ever-growing list of videos to make.
But also, then you could do you can do like the Injustice Gods Among Us storyline for the what if. There's a ton of stuff.
Literally what if.
Yeah.
Tons of possibilities. I just vote for but the zombie one for sure. Like that's just so interesting. And going back into the chat to see what you guys are most excited about as far as Marvel announcements goes, I see a lot of Loki, Miss Marvel. Here's a fun one. Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special caught me by surprise, says Blake.
Right.
Caught us by surprise
we were like,
as
what?
well. Yeah.
And we were assuming that it's next holidays, seeing how I'm pretty sure it's not coming out this holiday season.
I mean, I would love it if they would, but I don't think it's gonna. I think it'll be 2021. But that's going to be so much fun. I'm seeing a lot of course, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Miss Marvel. Yeah, seeing a lot of it. I think right now, my top most anticipated, and I'm glad that this one is because it's coming up next after The Mandalorian, is WandaVision. It looks like a complete mind bend with very fragmented, fractured reality, and kind of going inside Wanda's head, which is going to be a crazy place to be.
Yes.
And we were speculating that maybe just a fun fan theory that it could maybe lead us into like we will get to see a House of M series.
That's actually what I am most excited about, is for what Wanda's vision can lead us into. I'm wondering if they're going to be using WandaVision to explain the creation of mutants. I am wondering if they're going to be explaining what if. Oh,
that's a great one. Tura's in here.
That's a really fun thing to do too. I think you would have to hold off on that one. You can make a whole series about that, on what if it was Doctor Strange who did the snap, or if the Hulk did the snap, or what would have happened. I mean, because what is it? Doctor Strange talks about he looked at a couple million different,
and that was the only one.
That was the only one.
So they could do an entire
something else
what if
happened?
Series of inside Doctor Strange's mind in that like scenario where he had got to look into all the different outcomes. That would be. They're all devastating anyway. So it's that was the best. But yeah, can you imagine taking a look into that?
But it also would be fun. I mean, doing a what if just based on Doctor Strange, who could see into all of these different multiverses. Doing a what if from the what is the character's name? He's the big bald guy, the Watcher, I think. The Watcher. Well, the Watcher is the guy who kind of observe. If the Watcher ever appears, something tremendous is going to happen. So because he would not be there if it wasn't for. If he wouldn't be there if
I'm trying to remember
a moment
which
like
character
that.
You're talking about.
Big eyes, bald head, blue robes.
In what movie was this?
He's not in a movie.
He's in the comic books?
Yeah, technically, I think he's, I think those are the Watchers. The one where you see creator of Marvel.
Kevin Feige.
No, the comic books.
Oh, Stanley.
Sorry. All the cameos that Stanley had where he's in the spacesuit on that one planet and you see that one really big guy. Or you see that right. I don't know his name. Well, they're called the Watchers.
Okay, got
it. But to do something to where he is telling all of these random stories in the what ifs, I think that would be really fun.
Yeah.
To tell.
100%. Yeah, there's just like so much going on in all of this. And we're like jumping all over the place. So we talked about WandaVision a little bit. It looks like a complete mind bend, and we don't have to wait very long to see what we're going to get to see in WandaVision. And then right after that, we'll get to see Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which looks super, just from the one trailer that they gave us. And that's really all I need. Super action-packed. My favorite, of course, seeing Sam do his stuff.
Yeah.
Just looks awesome. And the banter between Sam and Bucky is kind of like, I hate you. It's like one of those like, I love you, I know moments.
Yeah, it's definitely
put that in a t-shirt.
A brother bromance kind of.
I'm not poking you. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching.
Stop touching me, Mom.
Yeah, it's going to. That one looks awesome, and another one that really caught me off guard, like by surprise, because I literally had no idea what kind of a show we're going to be getting, and I still kind of like literally have no idea, but I'm so excited to watch, is Loki.
Yes,
Loki looks trippy AF, and I am here for it.
When I was watching it, I was kind of like, what's going on? What is this about? How? Huh?
Yeah, that trailer reaction will be going up in a little while as well. Yeah, all of it looks really, really cool, and I think I really particularly also like the Miss Marvel exclusive clip / first look, because they gave us a little bit of an explainer. So instead of just a straight up trailer, they gave us like her origin first and talking about casting, finding the right actor to play Kamala, and the directors that will be directing the series, to the comic book writers and the artists. All of it looks super fun. And I think this is one that's going to be like, it's honestly going to be a very much like all ages series, because it can go young for like the teenagers, and for everybody who is a Marvel fan, which like age varies in that.
Really did, from the little clips that we got, did kind of remind me of a little bit of like a I don't want to say Disney Channel, because it looked a lot better than that. It looked a lot better than like a sitcom, but it did kind of remind me kind of more of like a CW kind of vibe from it.
A little bit younger, right?
Yeah, a little bit
younger. She's a teenager. So the vibe would be a little, like you see the color and everything's a little bit brighter, whereas to like WandaVision's not a great example because they go through decades, but like if you see, say, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the color's a little bit more muted.
Yeah.
And Gary Smith, thank you so much for this comment. The Watcher is in the What If series. He is the narrator. He is voiced by Jeffrey Wright. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh,
as soon as you mentioned that,
Jeffrey Wright. Duh, that voice, man. That voice. Yes. A great comment also here by MK. Impressed with how 3 trailers all managed to have completely different separate tone from each one. Hopefully carries through the show as well. Yeah, we hope for that as well, because these trailers are doing their job as far as marketing goes. They make me want to see the series. They make me want to talk about it.
Yep.
They make me want to go back and rewatch it.
Makes me want to write my own fan fiction about what I think is going to happen.
Why not? Just don't get into your headcanon a little too much. Otherwise, you're going to be disappointed, because unfortunately, as much as we are fans, we are not the writers of the show. So we got to, go along on the journey. Bye, Navi.
Bye, Navi.
On the journey that the writers want to take us. Debbie says, I love that the Attain Marvel 2 is, I think there was a misspell, but it's Marvel 2 is going to bring Carol Danvers, Kamala Khan, and Monica Rambeau together, being directed by Nia DaCosta. That's right. I'm so excited about that. So excited.
Something else that's also going to be a little curious is the fact that Miss Marvel is an Inhuman.
Yes.
So are they going to use Miss Marvel to introduce the Inhumans too? Because I know they had before the Inhumans TV show, they were going to make an Inhumans movie. And then finally, Kevin Feige was like, well, fine, if you guys are going to do the TV show, we're not going to do a movie. And they backed out of it, and they decided to change course. But however, now that they are bringing in Ms. Marvel, they could use that to expand and explore the Inhumans in the cinematic universe, because I think the Inhumans TV show was not a part of the MCU. And I think Kevin Feige made that very, very he was like, no, what they are doing is their own thing. It doesn't have to deal with the MCU. So he also said that about something, about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They said that. And those two kind of coincide.
Bring back Peggy. Give her another show, because I really like that a lot. It was such a fun show. And then as far as Marvel announcements goes, obviously for theatrical releases, we will be getting Blade, Doctor Strange 2, aka Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. We're getting Eternals. We are getting Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Thor, Love and Thunder. And then, of course, Fantastic Four. Yes! Fantastic Four.
I love the little block that they put in there. It's just faintly to where it's not like Fantastic Four.
It's just
like,
four.
Hey, we're doing this.
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four. And
it's so exciting. I am so curious as to see like who they're casting as the family. And then from there, like, oh my God. I feel like how many Fantastic movies have there been now? 3, 2.
Fantastic
Four movies.
Fantastic Four. Technically, there's the one that never really aired, and the one that really never came out. The two that Chris Evans did, the old one. Okay. The one that it's like the costume for the Thing was done very well for the time that they had.
Oh, right.
For the time that they were making it, but everything else was god awful. And I don't even think it ever came out in theaters. Then there were the 2 that Chris Evans was in. Then there was Fan Four Stick. So there's been a total of 4 of them.
Yeah. But technically 3 different casts.
Yes, 3 different casts.
3 different casts for Fantastic Four. And hopefully this cast will be the cast that we see for a long time. Like they just kind of continue to move forward with the MCU.
Yeah. And also it was one of the last ones that they kind of put up. So it's the furthest one away. So I'm assuming, though, that they're going to be building some foundation blocks so people, because it's kind of like Spider-Man or Batman or Superman at this moment. Don't tell an origin stories again. All we need to do is to have the Fantastic Four up and running and maybe mention something that happens, kind of a thing. Or the way that they're introduced, it's kind of like, oh, yeah, they were the survivors of a spaceship accident. Yeah. Kind of a thing.
Sorry, we're trying to log into something really quick. So you continue talking. I can't log out of this. Why?
Huh?
I'm trying to log out of something.
So I think that's probably the best way, kind of like how they reintroduced Spider-Man into the MCU by having him in Captain America Civil War. Then I think that's probably the best way to do it, is to have the Fantastic Four in a relatively big part of an existing a property that's coming out.
Yes.
And I can't remember which one. I was like, oh, that would be perfect to fit them in. Oh, I think it was actually the Spider-Man. Spider-Man Far From the next.
I'm trying to log into my Streamlabs because I saw Jim's comment, but I actually can't get into it right now.
No.
Because I can't remember my password.
Isn't that the thing? I mean, it's always kind of like when you want to get into something in a hurry. You're like, I remember my password. No, it's not that one. Well, maybe it's this one. No, it's not that one. And you just can't.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yep.
Oh no.
Kind of a pain.
I don't remember.
So
it's been so long since we've been on Twitch because of Vlogmas. We've been so busy trying to vlog daily.
Yeah.
Jim, I'm trying to get in. I'm sorry.
So unfortunately, with Wendy's, we can't get into Wendy's Twitch.
We will. Well, if we do, we'll talk about it on Wednesday.
Yes. Very, very true.
But thank you so much for trying. I'm so sorry that I can't remember. Because I change my password all the time.
Which is smart.
I always change it, but then I never remember it, which is why I'm also always changing it. Terrible. Very excited for all the announcements. Like I just, the next few years is going to be really fantastic. It's a great time to be a nerd. And finally, of course, you guys, there's so much Star Wars to talk about. And we left this last because we are just super, super, super excited for everything that was released as far as Star Wars goes. I can't even find it. Here we go. So for Lucasfilm, obviously we already know that we are getting Obi-Wan Kenobi series. And they're saying that Hayden Christensen is returning as Darth Vader.
Which I have mixed. I mean, it's very possible that he could do an amazing job, and he's going to be in the suit most likely for most of it.
Well, he's tall, so, you know, he's got he was already in the suit technically in the prequels.
Yeah.
He wore it in the prequels.
Yep. Nope. Very true. So having him in the suit again, it depends on how well he can do his mannerisms. Can he do what the guy who just recently passed away, who played David, the guy who originally played Darth Vader, if he can do the same kind of mannerisms that he did and be able to pick up on the essence of Darth Vader, then I'm going to be happy with it.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's probably going to be a lot of moments when he does take off the mask and get into the batha tank to be able to heal himself. I'm hoping that there's going to be some moments on Mustafar with him in his castle. So
this isn't a Vader series, so I think he will just be in maybe a couple of episodes.
Probably.
Remember, this is an Obi-Wan series, so we don't need to see Obi-Wan and Vader all the time.
No, true.
We just need to see like bits and pieces here and there will be great, but otherwise, then David Prowse is the name.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much to MK and to Wasted Poe for putting that in the chat for us.
Which I always, you know what, honestly, that's always been a little bit of a sticking point for David Prowse. I felt so bad because he did Darth Vader for episodes for, you know, A New Hope, Empire, and
trilogy.
But, you know, for A New Hope, he just starts sitting down and watching the movie and going, wait a second. That's not my voice.
Is that
and then he
voice?
Finally had the opportunity. They're like, oh, they're going to take off Darth Vader's mask in Return of the Jedi. I can have my mask. I can have my face finally shown and get some recognition. Nope. Yeah. They brought in another actor, and it's kind of like, oh, poor David.
Yeah, poor David. But I'm actually really excited about this. Like, you know, he played Anakin, so it makes sense. The only kind of worry I wonder is, are they going to try to have James Earl Jones, like the voice of James Earl Jones? Or how are they going to do that? Or is he going to unmask? And he's going to be all like, I'm so I'm excited. I'm a little curious, but I'm more excited to kind of see, Hayden Christensen be Vader.
Yeah.
Like I didn't love the prequels. I think people know this already. Even though we own all the DVDs, like the Star Wars fans we're going to buy them anyways.
Yep.
But I would like to see Hayden Christensen come back and play, like, you know, Darth Vader, just to kind of full circle it.
Well, and this is another thing. I don't think that Vader and Obi-Wan can actually meet, because the fact that Vader knew that Obi-Wan was alive, because there was no reports or anything that they had found the body of Obi-Wan Kenobi. So he always knew that he was out there. And so I'm curious on how they're going to do that, because it seems like, you know, especially in A New Hope, that they had not, I was but a learner. And now I am the master. So it's very much that the last time they met was on Mustafar. So I don't think there's going to be any moments.
And they meet again as Force ghosts.
Yeah, and then they meet again as Force ghosts. And then, so I don't think that there can be any moments with Darth Vader and Obi-Wan together having some kind of meeting, or even like talking over a comm link, or I don't think there can be any communication.
Maybe they're just aware of each other's presence.
Yeah.
And that'll be that, I guess. But either way, I'm super excited. I'm also super excited about Rogue Squadron.
That sounds
directed
awesome.
by Miss Patty Jenkins, the director of the Wonder Woman franchise. So exciting. And I think her watching the announcement video of her kind of rollerblading down the tarmac, and I was like, what's this? And I was like, speed. I was like, what, Captain Marvel kind of like, it kind of gave me that like airport, you know. And then she talked about her relationship with like fighter pilots because of her dad and the military like lifestyle and everything, that her dad was in the military, and to combining her love of like, you know, Star Wars movie making and like fighter pilots. And then she kind of comes out of her, after she changes out of her rollerblades, and she puts on the helmet, And that did it for her. And she walks away. She's pulling on the orange jumpsuit, the flight suit. I was like, yes, this is how you do an announcement video.
Yeah.
This is how you do it. I am so excited for her to be directing this movie.
And it really does seem like it's probably going to be like a Top Gun in space. It's going to be Star Wars Top Gun. Yeah. And I'm like, that's what I would love to see that, to see all of these different dogfights, to see all of these different, to learn more about the pilots kind of a thing. And then of course you got some name drops that you can throw in there. You can throw, depending on what time period does Rogue Squadron?
I don't think she said, and I don't think they finding anything on it so far. We just know that it's coming out probably December 2023.
Oh, okay.
But I haven't. But so if you guys know, go ahead and put that in the chat and in the comment section as well if you have a little bit more info about that. And then let's talk about some more series. We're getting Andor. We're getting the Bad Batch animated series. We're getting Visions, Lando, the Acolyte, and a droid story. And there's also the Rangers of the New. I can't speak today. I'm too excited. The Rangers of the New Republic sounds super exciting. Of course, I am really looking forward to Ahsoka because and it's going to be set during the time of The Mandalorian as well. So it's going to match up perfectly, which means it could potentially lead to a couple of crossovers here and there. You know how when we watch The Flash and Arrow and CW shows like that, they do a lot of big kind of events, like crossover events. Maybe we'll get one or two of that for Ahsoka and Mandalorian. I'm not saying it's necessary. It's really not necessary. It's just a fan thing that I want because I just want. But this is going to be exciting just to see more lightsaber action. So I think her introduction in the Mandalorian definitely, we already set this kind of, I think, behind scenes, but we definitely it definitely sets up for Ahsoka's getting her own series, and this is going to be her search for Thrawn and Ezra, I feel like.
Yes.
Yeah, that's going to be
so excited to see that.
Which probably means we'll get to hopefully see a couple of cameos and maybe just a series regular from Sabine as well, because that is what I want. Let's see. We also have, this is really interesting, Visions. Visions is interesting. It's kind of like anime style. It's featuring like iconic Japanese artists, I think is what I read. Let me see my notes real quick. I gotta find it. Why did I write it in such a small font when I know I can't see well?
Well, and also the fact, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, anime short films from iconic Japanese creators.
We have the What If series for Marvel. It would be cool to kind of see like a What If series for Star Wars done through this, through Japanese animation.
Yeah.
So I think that is, if that's kind of the direction that they're going to be going in, I think that's awesome. So, there's just so much cool stuff that's coming out. And we're now taking all of the stuff that before you kind of had to be a hardcore fan to really watch. To know your average Star Wars fan didn't know much about, Clone Wars or Rebels or things like that. But now all of that's getting pushed to the forefront. So we're going to be seeing more big budget stuff getting put into this. So we're going to see, I love the fact that we're seeing a live action Ahsoka. I think that's awesome to be able to see.
Ahsoka.
One of our favorites.
We have a super chat from Black Bono Lala. Thank you so much. Black Bono writes, musical artist that surprised you in acting.
I always Eminem.
8 Miles.
8 Miles. He did a great job in that. Yeah. I love the fact that Lady Gaga did such an amazing job.
She was so good in American Horror Story.
In A Star Is Born.
Oh, yeah.
The Oscar-worthy performance in that.
Yes.
So yeah, definitely Lady Gaga. It's always funny to look back though on how many musical talents were able to make that jump from music to either the big screen or the small screen. David Bowie.
Yes.
Also, when he did a lot of film.
This is true.
I think he did great. I loved him in Labyrinth.
Yeah.
The fact that he did so much other work too.
The Babe with Power. Yeah. Great question. Black Bono Lala, and then Will Smith. Doe.
Oh yeah,
Will
definitely.
Smith. But I feel like for me, even though that is kind of how he entered the industry, kind of being known as the rapper, but I feel like I always saw him as actor first and musician second for some reason. And I'm not saying he's better at one or the other. I think he's great at both. But I think because I love the Fresh Prince show so much, and that was kind of my introduction to Will Smith. So I saw him more as an actor. And then because of the show, I learned that he also does music. But that's a really, really great one.
I like Black Bono's that he would love to see Gal Gadot as a Sith.
A lot of men will follow her. I would follow her.
Yep.
She's hot. Also, for musicians who are great actors, Ice-T, Will Smith. Common's a good one. Common's really, really
Donald
good.
Donald Glover.
Oh,
that is a really good
Childish
one.
Gambino.
Yep.
Was he musician? Was he musician first or actor first?
I think he did
music first, right?
Music first.
Yeah.
And then he did
Streisand as well. Oh, Streisand, so great. Love. Yeah. All these comments are freaking fantastic. Love it. Another one, as far as going back to our Star Wars discussion, Acolyte. Acolyte. It's going to be a whole like Sith series. That is really, really, really exciting. I can't wait. And kind of, they said that it's going to be like the dark side mystery thriller.
Oh, okay.
I'm all for it. I am for it. I feel like a lot of the times, all these shows that we have right now is kind of like fight against evil, the fight against this and that. But now we're getting this.
Tales from the Dark Side.
Yes.
Star Wars Sith version.
Yes. That's going to be, it's going to be so much fun. I'm loving all these like Star Wars announcements for sure. I'm going to make sure I didn't miss anything in talking about all of this. And then, of course, I don't know if I talked to you about this at all, but they also announced the next installment for Indiana Jones franchise.
I saw that.
Being directed by James Mangold. Super excited about that.
And also, I think Taika Waititi is involved, or is that the child of Blood and Bone?
Taika's got like a Star Wars feature film coming. Oh, but we don't have a title yet. We don't have a title. I don't think we have a title yet for that. So no idea what that's going to be about, but either way, I'd sign me up. Love Taika's work. So I can't wait, which makes me a little bummed because I don't think because he's busy. So I don't think he's involved in season 2 of The Mandalorian, but hopefully for season 3, he can come back and do another
There are a lot of different directors, different people that I would love to see involved in a Star Wars property. Probably the one that I want to see most is Guillermo del Toro involved in a Star Wars. And
let him do an episode.
To do that, honestly, this is a question for all of you guys. What director slash I'm going to say, let's stick with director, writer, do you want that has not been involved in a Star Wars property you want to see involved? For me, Guillermo del Toro, I remember you talked to him. I'm not going to say what he suggested to you.
It wasn't directly to me, guys. He came to work. You always make it sound like these people are like calling me and texting me. Okay. Not the case. It was because of work. He had, and there were, but we don't discuss things I would discuss off camera, so I can't say.
He mentioned something though, and I'm like, oh my God, that would be brilliant. And ever since then, I want to see him. I want to see Guillermo del Toro involved in something Star Wars.
Look, you put it out there. He's put it out there. And all they have to do is say, well, okay, when do you want to do this? I think that would be the correct answer, for that. I think it's before long that he's going to get involved in a Star Wars thing. Yeah. If they probably have had already conversations.
Yeah, true.
They've already probably had conversations.
They probably want to get everyone they can. Every big name director, writer involved in anything Star Wars. But in the chat, there's a couple good ones. Christopher Nolan. To see the Russo brothers involved.
Spielberg. Spielberg going back to Star Wars. George Miller, the Russo brothers. Yeah, the Russo brothers, huh? They could do another big ensemble type of a deal. I think they're still tired from Avengers. That was a lot.
Oh yeah.
That was a lot. But honestly, looking forward to the next Russo brothers movie, which is Cherry. I cannot wait. I downloaded the book. I'm almost ready to jump into it. Ryan Coogler is another one.
There was a while that I was doing really good on keeping up with the novels of Star Wars, and then all of a sudden there's so many came out.
I still have two that I haven't read yet that Perry bought me that I haven't read. Perry bought me Rebel Rising that I haven't even cracked open yet because I have like two other ones to read.
It's
and
hard
now
to
I'm reading other stuff. So like I'm gonna hop into that. I love that my friends buy me books. Like just that's the best. Like because I like practical things. When I was younger, like material things are like cute, great, and stuff like that. Now it's kind of like, you know what? Give me a Kindle gift card. You know, give me an Audible credit because that's actually what I do more. And also, you guys, if you enjoy our conversation, if you want to add your own 2 cents, we discuss things like this all the time, whether it's Star Wars related, Marvel related, or anything related in the movie news and in pop culture news. We do this on our Discord. So I'm going to go ahead and drop the link to our Discord in the chat. Go ahead and grab that link if you want to join us and our movie bunch discussing stuff. I know Debbie had pinged me a couple of times. She's like, Wendy, there's so much chatter going on. I'm like, I can't. I'm trying to edit. So sometimes I'll hop in and say a couple of things and then I'll leave. So I apologize for not having been in there for a while, but thank you so much to Level 2 Trading for joining. We are so happy you are here. I'm trying to think before we wrap up, what else is there?
We didn't talk about Willow.
Willow the series,
which I would. Oh my God, I want to see.
That's all you, man.
I loved Willow, and the fact that they're bringing back Warwick David. I can't pronounce his name. My apologies.
Warwick David
to be in Willow.
Davis, I think.
Davis to be the lead in Willow. He completely deserves it. He has been. He's been in the Star Wars universe. He's been like in the background and so much stuff.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, finally you get your own series, dude. Mm-hmm. You've earned it. So I'm excited to see Willow. Honestly, that movie did not get enough love when it came out. It really deserved. I love the high fantasy that they brought into it. And I would love to see this world expanded and to learn why Alora Dannon, I think that was the baby's name, had to survive. Why was it? What was it about this child that exactly and made it so she had to live? And she's now going to be old enough to find out, how is she as a ruler? What has she done? What is the evil that is coming that she has to fight against? And the fact that Willow will be right there by her side.
It's going to be super. I just love kind of the resurgence of old and new stuff.
Yes.
You know, I love the creation of like the original new stuff. And then it kind of balances out sort of, not that I don't like reboots and remakes. I think they're fine, but I feel like sometimes when you look at it, you're like, oh, there's so many, and just like let the classics be classics and let's create new stuff. But then sometimes you can kind of look at reboots and remakes as a way to bring a new audience, where if they watch, like if you try to sit them down and have them watch Willow and they're kind of like going to tune out because, you know, the picture looks a little old and things like that. I'm not saying the story's not good. The story's freaking great. But, you know, if they want like better visuals and things like that, they can look at this new series and go, oh, and there, boom, new audience, new fans.
Well, and plus Willow did a okay job on making this magical world. They just, you know, in an hour and 45, 2-hour movie, hour-long movie, you can't really do so much. But now you get all of this time and you get so much, you can explore this world because you know there's a ton of stuff out there that they probably didn't get to talk about.
Yes.
So you get to create now this, because you only have this little box of what they were able to develop in the small amount of time. And now you have an entire series to be able to do this. So I'm excited to see what they do with Willow.
So excited for that. And then a couple of other things as well. I think somebody, and I've been trying to look for the comment because I kept on missing it, but I think it was, the username was Lego something, but they were talking about the Cars series that's coming to Disney Plus.
Oh,
it's let me find it on this article that I've been looking at. Yeah, Disney Plus series including Inside Pixar Popcorn, Doug Days, and Cars. So one of our movie bunch dropped and I can't remember who it is, and let me see if I can try to go back to this. Oh, it's gonna be real hard to try to figure out, because everybody drops really fun photos in here. So I'm trying to find whoever it was that dropped the little video of Doug Day. There was one quick, because they're like, hey Wendy, you gotta check this out. And I think it was under trailer discussion maybe. It was just a bunch of puppies in Doug Day.
Aww.
And you guys, it was the cutest thing. And they even time-stamped it for me so I could see. It was adorable. Yeah, I can't find it right now. I can't find it. Boo. But I'll have to find it and show it to you. It was just Doug looking at a box, and the box explodes open, and it was an explosion of puppies. Explosion of cuteness.
Gee, I wonder why you liked it so much.
I think I yelled puppies, and then I typed it all in caps. Puppies. Yeah, super exciting. Like, there's so much more to unpack. Like, we could probably done a 4-hour live stream just to really break down every single one of these titles and announcements and upcoming shows. But this is it's a good time to be a Disney fan. There's so much stuff. There's going to be so much merch that I'm going to try to not buy because, again, I'm trying to focus on practical things. But of course, when I see cute things, I'm always like, yeah, I need that, right? I'm just going to make some sort of an excuse that I need these things in my life. And
just take my money.
Try to go get it. Yeah, the puppy scene. Maybe it's under We Love Pets. Good call, Star Trek. Let me look. We do have a We Love Pets section. No, it's not. Dang.
Aww.
I don't remember. It's okay. Somebody will ping me after this is over to let me know where exactly it was. So you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. You guys have been so great to chat with you. We will be back on Wednesday for another live stream to talk about God, who knows what. I mean, at this point, I feel like I need to just take a nap. after digesting all the Disney news, because every time I go on Twitter, I see some more new announcement or announcement that I miss. I'm like, they're doing this as well.
And also, if there was an announcement that we did not talk about, put it down in the comments below.
Yes.
And maybe we'll be able to get a little, since we'll have a little bit more time
and talk
next
about a Joy Story.
Oh yeah, we'll tell you what. We'll try to see if we can bring that up, and we'll start talking about that on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Join us at Wednesday at 2:00. And what was it? Pacific Standard.
We're in PT. Yeah.
PT, Pacific Standard Time.
Pacific Standard Time.
And maybe we'll be able to discuss it at then when we have a little bit more time. But yeah, I definitely.
MK did it. Okay, wait, hold on. I don't want to leave because I want to show it to you so they can see your.
Oh, you want to see my reaction?
Here it is. Thank you, MK. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Wait,
there it is.
No. Huh?
There. Okay.
Oh, that. Okay.
Okay, hold on. Let me turn it down.
Oh, wow. It's like 13 minutes long.
No.
Or is it only like that? This is like only it's in there.
550.
Oh, okay.
It's really, really cute. It's really cute.
Hi there. My name is Doug. Oh,
Here it is.
Oh,
this part.
Oh, it's so cute.
Wait till you see.
Oh.
Navi just barked because she hears stuff.
Yeah, here we go.
That was Navi. Ready?
And he's so excited.
Gosh.
Oh!
Puppies! That's me. That's me with puppies.
That's honestly, for your birthday one year.
Next year.
Either next year or the year after, I want to get you a puppy party. Just so you can lay down and have puppies all over you. I'm probably just going to cry
through the whole thing then. Oh, that's a live stream for sure.
Oh, yeah. We're definitely adding that.
If we do that. Thank you, MK, for resending it. That was the best. Oh my gosh. Well, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you enjoyed this conversation, if you enjoy interacting with our movie bunch, give this video a thumbs up. Really helps us out so much here on YouTube, more than you'll ever think. And of course, if you enjoy our videos and our live streams, you can go ahead and subscribe to this channel, and we will see you